I am the founder of the Palisade Area Community Kids Education Resource Service. Acronyms for you football fans is Packers. I started this in 2014. If you look at the map of Minnesota, go due north of the cities, due west of Duluth, and where they cross, that is Palisade. We are a county of 19,000 people. This particular town has about 150 people living in it.
So I first got to know Ron because he was reaching out to a variety of foundations. He was interested in getting funding from them, and he wasn't having any success. And so I happened to be there the day that he called in the office, and we had a discussion about fundraising in general, but also grant writing and the specific things that funders look for in their grants.
Well, it was a little unusual because the gentleman came down here and talked to Sonia about getting a firewood program started. And normally this is very far away from what most foundations would consider as a significant kind of a program for a community. The difference was that this firewood program would be involving the kids, which didn't have a lot to do.
I think the Packers program is a great opportunity for Palisade because Aiken County is a fairly low-income county in the state of Minnesota, and a lot of the parents work. Families have two parents that work.
It's kind of a low rent area. I've been up here for 40 years, and that's part of why I'm in this particular area. It was more economical to buy into.
At one point, this area was a very strong farming community. Dairy was big. When they went to the bulk tanks, dairy farming left the area. When the producers moved further and further south, fewer and fewer opportunities. Trucks wouldn't come up here anymore.
Our demographics are heavy to the over 65 age group. The economy is pretty tourism dependent.
How we started was my son and I were out cutting firewood middle of January 2014 when a 10-year-old boy come and approached us, asked if we'd allow him to help us split firewood. After an hour, I give him some $5. He'd go across the street to buy a bag of potato chips. The next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. I commented to him that, man, you really like potato chips. To which he replied, I'm feeding my younger siblings because mom and dad are asleep. Mom and dad were meth heads. A couple days later, I had 4 more kids come by and ask, or can we eat because dad has no money?
You know, originally there were a bunch of boys that came after school and on the weekends and things, and then some of them wanted to bring their little sisters along, and so Ron was really concerned about having female staff on site so that there would be, you know, the girls would have a woman there to look out for them, and he's made that happen, and he's been able to really get volunteers, I think, when he needed it.
I don't think there was anything similar to the Packers program before, at least not that I knew of.
What I like about Ron's program is that it works because it's so simple. Ron takes the kids and they do whatever's needed in the community, and that could be anything from raking a neighbor's leaves to roof repair to, they also spend a lot of time, aside from the outdoor activities, playing in the space, in the gymnasium of the space that they have now at the school, and it's simple activities. There's this giant ball that the kids bounce around on Friday and Saturday nights. Anyway, it's activities that just, they aren't attached to electronics or their phones, and Ron is back to the basics, and it works.
When we learned that Ron was doing things with the kids, I brought the grandson up here, and at that time, they were doing a lot of Nerf gun type stuff, so my grandson always referred to it as going to the Nerf gun place.
I think the program contributes a lot of like entertainment or fun things that the kids can come and have fun and build up some social skills, make up some new friends if they didn't have any already.
I think it just teaches people how to be nice to others and how to learn new stuff.
The kayaking's this Sunday, and I think that'll be fun because I like kayaking.
Be free. Okay, now we can
There's this girl named Joni. She comes here a lot, and she teaches me how to sew. Yeah, she helped me sew Mother's Day gift for my mom.
Okay, give her a fly. See how you do. Oh, very nice.
And she taught me how to play the high B, the high B flat on a trumpet. It was really fun.
If you want to enunciate them.
Let's skip the G.
It's okay. I want to inspire them and encourage them to explore new avenues for their talent.
The kids like it because they have fun here. They come and Ron talks to them. If they have any concerns, he's able to just give them an ear, listen to what they have to say. He corrects them when they are on the wrong path and scolds them if they need it, and keeps them. He makes sure they understand how to work, and they've done community service and things like that. So I think they really like feeling useful and important, and they like having an adult that listens to what they have to say.
I've literally have taken multiple of these kids, taken them on jobs with me. One of the things I do is I go and salvage buildings, and we took one of the kids up to Hill City to help salvage a house. I approached them about this idea of the school. And Sonia's response is, "Do you want the school?" To which, yeah. And I wrote a proposal, they gave us the grant, and we bought the school.
What had happened in Palisades is the Palisades School had closed down. And so all of a sudden the kids have very little to do except go to the playground or go out in the woods.
Well, I think it was the third year in working with Ron that the idea of purchasing the school came up. And it happened because the program continued to grow. There were more and more kids that were coming over to see what was going on. And as more kids kept showing up, and Ron kept feeding them spaghetti all the time, and he was cooking it in his kitchen, and really things were happening on his property at his pole barn, which probably is not the best way to be running your nonprofit if you don't have to. And they'd outgrown the space, and so Ron let me know about a school that had been vacated years before, and it was sitting empty. It was about 10,000 square feet of usable space right there in the middle of town. And we began to discuss whether or not this would be something that would be useful for the program, a new home.
One of the biggest challenges has been repurposing this building as a kids center and doing all the updates to like ceiling tiles and flooring and bathrooms and all that kind of thing that needed to be done. And it's just ongoing.
One of the other projects that he has is a clothing program where he has helped a couple of communities in their schools with getting clothing donated and then distributing it to certain schools that need it.
Kids in northern Minnesota come to school on a regular basis wearing the same outfit day after day after day for weeks on end until the clothes are either worn out or the kids have gotten a growth spurt and they're too small.
Well, it's great. It's great for our kids. It's great for our community to be able to partner with you, because just looking at the merchandise, it's brand new, it's great quality, it's attractive. You're going to help a lot of young people.
He's always been straight with us. He's told us what he was going to do, and he did what he said he was going to do. And so we have been continuing to fund him because he's doing good work up there.
You know, I'm amazed how he manages to pull all this off, but he has great communication skills. He has a big network.
He pushes through any obstacle that he finds. And he just keeps pushing, and if he can't push through it, he finds a way around it.
One of my favorite things is Ron does not allow electronic devices.
I'd like to see a community garden here and have the kids learn gardening skills.
I wish that the program was able to expand kind of like not across the country, but like across the community, the county, and maybe even the state, and let kids enjoy what life's about.
I would like to see, you know, some regular things going on here, like maybe a little band ensemble started.
In a perfect world, again, we would have the expanded education programs, the cooking, the job skills training.
I'd love to see more like a senior volunteer program here where grandparents could come and interact with the kids and play checkers with them or whatever the games are that they play. And
I would like to see the kids more involved with hands-on type gardening, firewood processing.
Hoping that in 2 or 3 years it continues to draw kids from around the county and increase the size of the programs that they have.
There's need in the entire state of Minnesota. Nonprofits have a lot of need, and there's a lot of money that's concentrated, funding money that's concentrated in the Twin Cities area with good reason, but there's a heck of a lot of need in greater Minnesota as well. And one of the takeaways for Grotto Foundation was the great thing that happened when we kind of took a chance on a small nonprofit that was just getting started, that probably wouldn't have a lot of funding from a lot of other sources, and to see what we could do with sort of a medium-sized amount of granting, but made a big difference in the program for the kids and hopefully in the town of Palisade as well.
This is a piece of why Grotto Foundation was formed. Grotto Foundation was formed to help communities, and so this is one of the things that we can do to see if that furthers that.